She came to end a galactic war, but ignited a fire inside my world. Part 1. The neutral world of HFY War hung in space like a cracked stone ball. Its surface was full of old scars from past meetings that never worked. The red star above it burned low and tired. The Galactic Concord had called another peace summit here because nowhere else felt safe enough. Both sides hated each other too much to meet on home ground. The Vexari Dominion and the Swarm Concordance had fought for 300 years. They used clean, precise weapons that removed whole fleets without much mess. No one won. No one lost much either. The war just kept going, like a machine that forgot how to stop. Planets died slowly. Systems turned quiet. The elders of both sides still talked about honor and balance, while their young ones died in the dark. Thal Vex stood on the high observation deck. He was a Vexari of middle rank. His body was clear crystal, shaped like a tall, thin person. Light moved inside him in waves. Calm, straight lines. His mind worked the same way. Numbers, facts, patterns. No waste, no feeling. The elders made him this way long ago, to think clearly and never doubt. He watched the empty space beyond the glass shield, and waited for the next boring speech. Then something changed. A small ship appeared on the screens. It came from nowhere. No big fleet, no bright engines, no warning. It slipped past every defense grid, like the grids were not even there. The ship was plain gray, and not big. Maybe room for 10 people at most. The Concord alarms stayed silent. Everyone on the deck froze. The ship landed soft in the main bay. A single figure walked out. She wore simple gray armor, with no bright marks, no big gun, no honor blades, just a small sidearm at her hip that looked old and used. Her hair was dark and tied back. Her face was calm, but her eyes moved fast, taking in everything. She was human. Humans were new to the galaxy, young, not even 2,000 years in space. They stayed on their side of. The arm kept to themselves, sent out strange songs and stories that made no sense to elder races. The Concord knew little about them, except that they did not join wars, and did not ask for much. Now one stood here alone. She walked straight to the main hall where the elders waited. Her steps were sure, no fear showed. The Vexari elders sat in their tall chairs made of living crystal. The swarm elders floated in nutrient tanks. Their voices came through speakers cold and flat. She stopped in the center and spoke loud enough for all to hear. I am Captain Alara Voss of Earth. I come with a way to end this war for good. The hall went quiet, then filled with low sounds of doubt. Some elders laughed in their own way. Crystal rang like small bells. Swarm lights flickered fast. Thal Vex felt nothing, but he noted the reaction. His job was to watch and learn. He stepped forward when the lead elder pointed at him. You will stay with her. Thal Vex, watch her words, watch her moves, find what she hides. Pa. Thal Vex bowed his head a little. Light inside him stayed even. He walked to her side. She turned and looked at him straight. Her eyes were brown and sharp. She did not smile yet, but her mouth curved just a bit. You are my guard? She asked. I am your watcher, he said. His voice came smooth and flat from inside his chest. No rise, no fall. Good enough, she said. Let us talk then. They moved to a small side room with thick walls and no windows. She sat at the table. He stood, because Vexari did not need chairs. She pulled out a small screen from her armor and set it down. It showed maps of the war lines. Red for Vexari, blue for Swarm, a thick gray zone in the middle, where nothing lived anymore. Your war is stuck, she said. Both sides are too strong to lose, too weak to win. You kill each other forever and call it strategy. The elders say balance is necessary, Thal Vex answered. It keeps chaos away. Balance, she repeated. Balance is just a slow way to die. Forward. Humans know about dying slow. We almost did it to ourselves many times. Fire, plague, war, poison. We learned that waiting for balance gets you nothing. You have to break something to start again. Thalvex processed her words. They made no sense in his logic. Humans were soft, short lives, weak bones, no natural armor. Yet she spoke like she had seen the end of worlds and walked away. "What is your plan?" he asked. "Simple," she said. "I offer humanity as the enforcer. If one side breaks the rules we set, we step in. Not with words, with force. We hit hard, we hit fast. We do not stop until the breaker is back to stones and sticks. No more pretty fleets, no more clean deaths. Just the end of their ability to fight." Thalvex stood still. Light inside him moved a little faster for one beat, then slowed again. The elders would hate this idea. It broke every rule of war. It was raw. It was ugly. It was not Vexari. "They will never agree," he said. "They do not have to agree forever, she. They just have to agree long enough." She looked at him again. "You think I am crazy." "I think you are not afraid," he said. She laughed then, short and real. It was the first sound in the room that felt alive. "I am afraid," she said. "But fear does not stop me. It pushes me." Thalvex did not understand push. He understood force and direction, not this. She stood up and walked to the window, even though it showed only black. She stared out like she could see her home star from here. "Your people are strange," he said. "You send one person. No army, no threat." "One is enough," she answered. "When you mean it, one can change a lot." The door opened. A swarm envoy floated in. Its tank hummed low. It spoke through the speaker. "The elders demand you leave now, human. Your words insult us." Ilara turned slow. She looked at the tank, and then at Thalvex. "Tell them I stay," she said. "Tell them I wait. Tell them the offer stands until someone takes it, or until the war eats the last of us." The envoy left without another word. Thalvex watched her. She did not shake. She did not shout. She just waited, like time belonged to her. Night came to Kael'vor. The star outside dimmed more. The halls grew quiet. Thalvex took her to guest quarters. Simple room, white walls, one bed, one table. She dropped her armor, piece by piece, until she wore only soft black cloth. She sat on the bed and looked at him. "You do not sleep?" he asked. "No," she said. "Vexari do not need sleep. We think instead." "Then think with me," she said. "Sit." He did not sit. Vexari bodies did not bend that way. He stood close. She pulled a small bottle from her pack. It was dark glass with a metal top. She opened it, and the smell hit him, sharp and warm. His sensors blinked. "What is that?" he asked. "Whiskey," she said. "From Earth. Want to try?" "I have no mouth," he said. She smiled, real this time. "Then just smell it." She poured a little in a cup and held it up. The smell filled the air. His crystal hum in a new way. Not bad, not good, just different. She drank a small sip and closed her eyes for a second. Then she looked at him again. "Why do you watch wars you do not feel?" she asked. "It is my purpose," he said. "Purpose," she repeated. "Purpose without heart is empty. You ever wonder what heart feels like?" "No," he said. She set the cup down. "Maybe you will," she said. "Maybe soon." Thalvex said nothing. He watched her lie back on the bed. She closed her eyes, but he knew she did not sleep yet. She waited, like always. Outside the war waited too. Ships moved in the black. Lines held for now, but something had shifted. One human stood in the middle of it all. She brought no army. She brought words and a look that said she would burn it all down if she had to. Thalvex stayed in the room. His light moved steady. But inside the lines, something tiny changed. A small crack, a small spark. No one saw it yet, not even him. The galaxy kept turning, breathing, and one woman from a small blue world had just stepped into the machine to stop it. She came to end a galactic war. But something else had already started. She came to end a galactic war, but ignited a fire inside my world. The next morning on Vor, the red star rose slow and weak. Light came through the tall windows in thin red lines. Captain Ilara Voss stood in the main hall again. She faced the circle of elders once more. Her small screen floated in front of her, showing the war lines clear and sharp. Thalvex stood at her side. His crystal body caught the red light and sent it back in quiet patterns. The lead Vexari elder spoke first. His voice rang like struck glass. You claim humans will enforce peace. How can one young race do what thousands of years could not? Ilara looked at him straight. I do not claim we are better. I claim we are different. Your war follows rules, mine does not. When someone breaks the line we draw, we answer. Not with debate, not with warnings. We answer until the breaker forgets how to fight. A swarm elder bubbled in its tank. The sound came wet and low. You speak of destruction without limit. Chaos. We built our concord to avoid chaos. Chaos, she said, is what you already have. 300 years of clean death. You call it order. I call it a long funeral. Humanity knows funerals. We had many. We learned to stand up after. The elders shifted. Some crystals dimmed. Some tanks glowed brighter. Thalvex watched their reactions. His mind counted the changes in light and sound. He found no pattern that matched agreement. Ilara kept talking. I proposed 3 rules. First, no new attacks on neutral worlds. Second, no use of starkiller weapons. Third, borders freeze as they stand today. Break any rule, and humans act. We choose the target. We choose the force. We stop when the rule holds again. A Vexari warrior elder stood. His body was thicker, more sharp edges. You threaten us with extinction. No, she said, I threaten you with reset. Back to before you flew among stars. No ships, no weapons, just your people and your homes. If you behave, you keep everything. Over. The hall filled with noise. Crystals rang. Tanks hissed. Thalvex stepped closer to her. He spoke low so only she heard. They will refuse. Maybe, she answered, but they will remember the offer. The elders called for a break. They left the hall in groups whispering. Thalvex led Ilara to a quiet garden dome. Plants from 100 worlds grew here. Some glowed, some moved slow in no wind. She walked among them, touching leaves that felt like metal or silk. You really mean it, he asked, to burn fleets to dust? Yes, she said, if needed, but I hope it never comes to that. I want them to choose peace. I want them to remember what living feels like. Thalvex looked at a flower that opened and closed like a slow breath. Living, he repeated. Vexari do not live that way. We exist, we calculate, we endure. She turned to him. You ever want more than that? Want, he said. The word had no place in his mind. She smiled small. Want is the start of everything. Good, bad, beautiful, terrible. Without want, nothing changes. They walked more. She told him about Earth. Blue oceans, tall mountains, cities full of light and noise. People who argued, who loved, who fought, who made songs about all of it. She spoke of rain that fell soft and storms that broke trees. She spoke of food that burned the tongue and drinks that warmed the blood. Thalvex listened. His sensors took in every word, every change in her voice. He felt no want yet, but something in him noted her words, deeper than before. Night came again. They went back to her room. She sat at the table and opened the whiskey bottle again. She poured 2 cups, one for her, one she pushed toward him. Smell it, she said. It helps thinking. He leaned close. The sharp, warm smell hit his sensors again. His light flickered faster for 2 beats, then steadied. She drank from her cup and looked at him. Tell me something real, Thalvex. Not from your data, not from your elders, something you think. Said I process. Then process this, she said. Your war is not balance. It is fear dressed as logic. You fear the other side, so you keep killing. You fear change, so you stay the same. You fear losing control, so you control everything until nothing moves. Thalvex stood still. Her words cut clean. No data answered them. She kept going. Humans fear too. We fear the dark. We fear alone. We fear death. But we do not hide from it. We run at it. We scream at it. We build from it. That is why one human stands here now. Not because we are strong, because we refuse to stay afraid. He said nothing for a long time. Then he spoke. I have no fear to refuse. Not yet, she answered, but you will. The door opened soft. A Vexari messenger entered. It bowed low. The elders request private talk with the human. Alone. Ilara stood. She looked at Thalvex. Stay close, she said. I might need a witness. They walked through long halls, past guards, past silent machines. The private chamber was deep under the surface, walls of black stone, no windows. Only one table and chairs that floated. The elders waited there. 6 Vexari, 6 swarm, no warriors, just the old ones. The lead elder spoke. You will not dictate terms to us, human. I do not dictate, she said. I offer. You take it or leave it. The swarm elder hissed. We have fought longer than your species existed. We will not bow to a child race. Then keep fighting, she said. Keep dying. Keep watching your young turn to dust. But know this, every day you wait, humanity watches too. We learn, we build, we wait too. And when we move, we do not stop easy. Silence fell heavy. Thalvex felt the air change. Pressure rose. Light dimmed a little. One Vexari elder leaned forward. What if we agree? What happens next? Ilara smiled thin. Then we sign the line. Both sides pull back. Humans place watchers on key worlds. If trouble starts, we know first. If rules break, we act first. No politics, no delays, just action. Crystals hummed. Tanks bubbled. We need time, the lead elder said. Take it, she answered. But not too much. The war does not wait. They left the chamber. Thalvex walked beside her, back to the garden dome. She stopped under a tree with silver leaves. They are scared, she said. Good. Scared means they listen. Thalvex looked up at the leaves. They moved slow, like they thought too. You make them feel, he said. Vexari do not feel. You do, she answered. You just call it something else. He turned to her. What do I feel then? She stepped close. Look at your light. It moves different now. Faster in places. Not even, not calm. That is the start. Thalvex looked down. His inner lines shifted. Small waves where before only straight paths showed. He did not understand it, but he saw it. She touched his arm. Crystal met skin. Cool met warm. No shock, no burn. Just contact. Come, she said. Let us walk more. I want to see the stars from here. They went to the high deck. Dome showed the black and the red star, and far away, the faint glow of battle lines. She pointed to a small cluster of lights. That way is home, she said. Far, but not forever. Thalvex looked where she pointed. He saw no home. Only more space. Only more war. Yet her voice held something warm. Something that pulled. You miss it? He asked. Every day, she said. But missing makes me fight harder. They stood quiet for a long time. The galaxy turned slow outside. The war waited. The elders thought. The author hung like a blade. Thalvex felt his light change again. Small but sure. A tiny new path formed inside him. No equation explained it. no data named it. She looked at him and smiled. "You are starting to want something," she said. "Maybe," he answered. "Maybe I am." The night grew deeper, the red star sank lower, and in the quiet between breaths, something new woke in a crystal mind. She came to offer an end, but already a small fire began to burn inside his world. She came to end a galactic war, but ignited a fire inside my world. The summit hall on Kale Vor stayed quiet for 2 more days. The elders talked in closed rooms. They sent messages back and forth across the war lines. No one said yes, no one said no. They just waited like stones under slow rain. Alara Voss walked the halls every day. She ate strange food from her pack. She talked to guards. She even hummed old Earth songs that made crystal walls vibrate in odd ways. Thalvex followed her always. His light stayed steady, but the small waves inside grew a little stronger each hour. On the 3rd morning, alarms screamed across the station. Red lights flashed. Warning horns blew loud. The main screens showed a Vexari attack group moving fast toward the neutral zone. 3 heavy cruisers and 12 fighters. They came straight for the landing bay where Alara's small ship sat alone. No warning, no declaration, just silent approach. The elders rushed to the command deck. Thalvex pulled Alara with him. She did not run. She walked quick but calm. Her face showed no surprise, only focus. They reached the bridge just as the lead cruiser fired. A thin lance of white energy cut toward her ship. It would slice the hull open in one pass. Alara touched a small band on her wrist. Her ship woke up fast. The gray courier vessel lifted off smooth. It moved like it had eyes. The lance missed by meters. The cruisers turned to chase. "Do not fire back," Thalvex said. "The rules forbid weapons here." She looked at him. "I know, but they broke first." On the screen, her ship spun tight. It released one small object, a dark rod no bigger than a person. It flew straight at the lead cruiser. No flash, no trail, just speed. The rod hit the cruiser bow on. It punched through armor like paper. It kept going through decks, through engines, through the core. Then the rod bloomed. A quiet white flower of light grew inside the ship. The cruiser folded in on itself. Metal bent inward. Engines died silent. The whole ship turned dark and drifted. The other cruisers stopped. Their lights blinked fast. Confusion spread. Thalvex watched the data stream. Exotic matter bloom. Contained blast. No radiation spread. No debris cloud. Clean, precise, deadly. The bridge went quiet. Elders stared. Alara stood still. Her hands shook just a little. She closed her eyes for one breath, then opened them again. "I hate this part," she said soft, so only Thalvex heard. He looked at her. "Why do it then?" "Because someone had to," she answered. "If I let them hit my ship, the offer dies. If I let them think they can scare me, the war never ends. One clean hit, one message." The swarm elders bubbled angry. "You destroyed a flagship. You killed thousands." "I killed one ship," she said. "You kill thousands every week. This was smaller, this was faster, this was fair." A Vexari elder turned to her. "You showed your weapon. Now we know what humans can do." "You knew before," she said. "You just pretended not to look." Harder. The screens filled with feeds. The galaxy watched. Real-time streams went out to every world, every fleet, every home. The Vexari hardliner who ordered the strike became known. His name spread like fire across nets. People on crystal worlds saw the bloom and felt something new. Fear mixed with wonder. Swarm drones in distant hives paused their tasks and sent queries up the chain. Thalvex felt his lattice hum. The small waves inside turned to ripples. He stepped closer to Alara. Protect her now. The thought came unasked. No data supported it, yet it sat heavy. They left the bridge. The halls filled with guards. Some Vexari, some swarm. All watched her pass. No one moved to stop her. She walked back to her room. Thalvex followed. Inside she sat on the bed and rubbed her face. "You shook," he said. "Yes," she answered. "Hands always shake after. I do not like killing. I never did." "Then why choose this path?" "Because the galaxy needs someone who will." She looked up at him. "Saw it right. You saw I did not enjoy it. That matters more than the act." Thalvex stood silent. His light moved in new patterns. Loops now. Small circles where straight lines used to rule. That night, secret messages came. Messages not from elders, but from lower ranks. Vexari pilots who lost friends. Swarm workers who built weapons they hated. They reached out, quiet. They asked if the offer still stood. They asked if humans really meant to stop the endless grind. Elara answered each one. "Yes," she said. "Yes, the line still holds. Yes, we watch. Yes, we act if needed." Thalvex helped her read the messages. He translated code. He checked sources. He found no traps, only tired voices wanting rest. "You change things," he said. "Not with force, with words." "Words and one good hit," she answered. "Force opens ears. Words fill them." Days passed. The attack group pulled back. The war lines froze tighter. No new strikes came. The elders called another meeting. This time, they did not shout. Listened. Elara stood in the center again. She spoke calm. "The rules stand. We enforce them. No more tests. No more games. Choose peace or choose reset." A young Vexari delegate stood. His crystal was thin, still new. "I speak for the outer colonies. We want the ceasefire. We want trade. We want life." Murmurs rose. Some agreed, some resisted. Thalvex watched the young one. His own light matched the new patterns, a shared rhythm. The swarm elder in the front tank spoke slow. "We agree to freeze. We agree to talk. But we watch you, human." "Watch all you want," she said. "I watch back." The meeting ended with no full treaty. Only a pause, a breath, a chance. The elders left quiet. Thalvex walked with Elara to the garden dome again. Silver leaves moved above them. Silver leaves moved above them. "You did it," he said. "The war stopped moving." "For now," she answered. "Stalemates break easy. Passion does not." He looked at her. "What passion?" "The kind that makes you shield someone. The kind that makes you shake after a kill. The kind that makes you dream of something better." Thalvex felt his lattice shift again. A new crack formed. Not damage, growth. He reached out and touched a silver leaf. It bent under his fingers. "I shielded you," he said. "In my mind I wanted to." She smiled. "That is the fire starting." They stood under the tree for a long time. The red star burned outside. The station turned slow. The galaxy waited. Later that night assassins came. Quiet shadows in black armor. They slipped past guards. They moved to her door. Thalvex stood outside. He saw them first. 3 Vexari hardliners. Blades glowed blue. He stepped in front. No words. Just body between door and blades. The first blade struck. His crystal cracked. Loud. Light spilled out. Pain hit him real and sharp. He had never felt pain before. It burned bright. He grabbed the attacker. Arms shattered under his grip. The second came fast. Thalvex turned and took the blade in his side. Crystal split. More light poured. Hotter. He pushed back. The assassin fell. The third ran. Thalvex sank to the floor. His body dimmed in places. Elara burst out. She saw him and dropped. She came to end a galactic war, but ignited a fire inside my world. Elara dropped to her knees beside Thalvex. Light poured from the cracks in his crystal body like blood from a wound. She pressed her hands to the biggest split on his side. Her fingers came away wet with glowing fluid that shimmered blue and warm. "Hold on," she said. "Stay with me." Thalvex felt the pain sharp and bright. It filled every line in his lattice. No data explained it. No calculation eased it. Yet he looked at her face, and the pain seemed smaller. Her eyes were wide, full of worry, full of something fierce. "I am still here," he said. His voice came broken, not smooth anymore. She tore a strip from her shirt and pressed it hard against the crack. The glowing fluid slowed. She worked fast. She pulled a small kit from her pack, salve, bandages, sealant, made for human skin, but she used it anyway. She sealed the worst breaks. Her hands shook less now, focused. "You saved me," she said. "Why?" He answered. The want came sudden, like a spark jumping wire. No logic behind it, just need. She finished the bandage and sat back. She looked at him long. Her breath came quick. "You felt it then, the push, the fire." "Yes," he said. "It hurts, but it feels right." Guards arrived late. They stared at the broken assassins at the floor, at the wounded Vexari diplomat. Alara stood tall. She faced them. "Take these three to holding. Tell the elders the hardliners tried to kill the one chance at peace. Tell them it failed." The guards moved fast. They dragged the assassins away. Alara helped Thalvex stand. His body leaned heavy on her shoulder. Crystal met flesh. He felt her warmth through the contact. It steadied him. They went to her room. She locked the door. She made him sit on the floor, because no chair fit his shape. She sat close and checked the bandages again. "You will heal," she said. "Crystal grows back, right?" Slowly, he said, "but different now. The new lines will carry." "What happened?" "Good," she said. "Different is progress." Days turned to weeks. The ceasefire held. Ships pulled back from borders. Watchers from Earth arrived quiet. Small teams in plane ships. They set stations on key worlds. They listened. They watched. No one tested them yet. The memory of the one hit lingered. News spread fast. Human stories flooded the nets. Old songs from Earth. New ones made by aliens who heard them. Crystal children hummed tunes they never learned. Swarm drones whispered words like friend and hope. Elders tried to block the flow but failed. The fire jumped channels too quick. On Vexari homeworlds, crowds gathered. They stood in crystal plazas. They demanded end to war. They held signs made of light that said, "Enough." On swarm hive ships, individual drones refused orders. They chose not to load weapons. They chose talk instead. The old control cracked. Thalvex changed fastest. His lattice grew new veins. Amber light ran through them. Warm, not cold. Every day, they toured the station. They talked to people from both sides. He spoke now with rise and fall in his voice. He laughed once, when she told a joke about a stubborn rock and a soft human foot. The laugh surprised him. It felt good. One evening they stood on the high deck. The red star set slow. The galaxy showed its arms, full of stars. Ilara pointed to a faint blue dot far away. "That way lies a world we helped rebuild," she said. "Long ago it burned. Now it grows green again." Thalvex looked. He saw no dot, only dark. Yet he believed her. "You came to stop war," he said. "But you do more. You wake things." She turned to him. "I came because watching hurt too much. Your people, your enemies, all of you dying slow while pretending it was noble. I wanted to remind you that life can burn bright, not just fade." He reached out. His crystal hand touched hers. Skin met crystal. No burn, just fit. "I feel it now," he said. "The want, the need, the fire. It grows inside me. It scares me. Thrills me." She squeezed his hand. "That is how humans live. Every day scared and thrilled. We choose the thrill." They stood quiet. The stars turned. The station hummed soft. Later, a message came from Earth. High Command. They approved more watchers. They sent aid, food, tech, medicine. Not weapons, peace tools. Alara read it and smiled. "They trust the fire," she said. "They trust us." Thalvex felt pride then. New emotion, clean and strong. He stood taller. His amber veins glowed brighter. Assassins tried again once. More shadows in the night. This time on a neutral promenade. Alara walked with Thalvex and 2 human watchers. A plasma lance shot from dark. They aimed at her. Thalvex moved first. He stepped in front. The lance hit his chest. Crystal exploded in bright shards. Pain roared through him. He grabbed the shooter and crushed the weapon arm. The human watchers took the rest down fast. Alara pulled him back. She checked the new wound. Deep but not fatal. Again. Her voice stayed calm, but her eyes showed storm. "You keep doing that," she said. "Taking hits from me." "I choose to," he answered. "Each time the choice gets easier." She finished and leaned against him, her head on his shoulder. "Thank you," she said soft. He wrapped one arm around her, crystal-protected flesh. He felt her heartbeat, fast but steady. The galaxy changed more. Insurgent groups from both sides met in secret. They planned new governments. They planned trade. They planned art and music and stories. Human media fueled it all. Songs of Earth played on crystal speakers. Swarm hives echoed with laughter for the first time. Thalvex walked among them. He spoke to young Vexari. He spoke to lone swarm drones. He told them about the human who came alone. He told them about the fire that started small and spread wide. They listened. They nodded. They changed. One night, Alara took him to her ship. She showed him the small cabin. Simple bed, small table. On walls, blue sky, green fields, people smiling. "This is home," she said. "Not forever, but for now." He looked at the pictures. He felt pull, a longing to see those places. "Will you go back?" he asked. "Soon," she answered, "but not to stay. I will come back here. The work is not done." He touched one picture. A child laughed in rain. "I want to see it," he said, "with you." She smiled big. "Then you will." They sat together on the floor of her ship. The hum of engines felt like heartbeat. The stars outside moved slow. Thalvex looked at his hands. Amber light danced in new patterns. He felt whole, not fixed, not broken, made new. "You ignited this," he said. "Inside me, inside them, inside everything." She leaned close. "Not me," she said. "Us, we did it together." He nodded. The fire burned steady now, not wild, not dangerous, warm and bright and alive. Outside the war lines faded. Patrols turned to trade routes. Watchers turned to friends. The galaxy breathed different. More slow death. No more cold balance. Just possibility. Just fire. And in the quiet of her ship, 2 beings, one crystal, one flesh, sat side by side. They watched the stars. They felt the warmth. They knew the change would last. She came to end a war, but the fire she lit burned forever inside his world. She came to end a galactic war, but ignited a fire inside my world. Years passed, quiet and steady, after the hard days on Kale Vor. The red star still burned low, but the station around it changed. The halls once full of cold talks now rang with voices from every corner of space. Vexari walked with swarm drones. Humans moved among them all. No fear showed anymore, only curiosity and sometimes laughter. The war ended not with one big battle, but with slow fading. No one wanted to fight anymore. The rules Alara set held firm. Watchers from Earth stayed on border worlds. They did not need to act often. When a small group tried to restart old weapons, the Watchers sent one warning shot. The group stopped fast. No reset came. The memory of that first bloom kept everyone careful. Thalvex walked different now. His crystal body carried thick amber veins that glowed warm in low light. The cracks from old wounds healed, but left marks like rivers of fire inside him. His voice rose and fell like wind over water. He smiled, sometimes small and real. He felt things every day: joy, worry, hope, anger, love. All of them mixed together, like colors in a storm. He traveled with Alara across systems. They visited worlds that once held battle lines. Now those worlds grew green again. Trees rose where craters used to be. Cities rebuilt with new shapes. New songs played in the streets. Human music mixed with crystal chimes and swarm hums. Children from different races played together. They chased lights. They laughed loud. One day they landed on a small terraformed moon. It used to be a dead rock in the middle of old war zones. Now grass covered the hills. Rivers ran clear. Small houses dotted the valleys. People lived there. Vexari, Swarm, humans, even a few from farther stars. They came to start fresh. Thalvex and Alara walked a path between hills. The sun above shone bright, not red and tired. She wore simple clothes, no armor. Her hair blew free in the wind. Walked beside her, his steps careful on soft ground. This place, she said, was nothing once. Now look at it. Thalvex looked. Hills rolled gentle. Water sparkled. People worked in fields. Others sat and talked. Others built. A young Vexari child ran up. It held a flower made of light. It gave the flower to Alara. For the one who brought fire, the child said. Alara took it and smiled. Thank you, she said. The child looked at Thalvex. Your light is pretty now, not cold anymore. Thalvex bent low. Thank you, he said. I learned from her. The child ran off laughing. Thalvex stood straight again. He looked at Alara. You changed everything, he said. Not just the war, the way beings think, the way they feel. She shook her head. We changed it. Together, you chose to feel, you chose to protect, you chose to grow. The fire was in you all along. I just helped it catch. They walked more. They reached a high hill. The view showed the whole moon and far beyond the black of space. With stars like scattered lights. She stopped and sat on soft grass. He sat beside her. Crystal touched earth. I go home soon, she said. Earth calls. The council wants reports. New watchers need training. I cannot stay forever. Thalvex felt something tight in his chest. A new pain, not from wounds, from the thought of her leaving. Will you return, he asked. She looked at him long. Yes, she said, many times. This galaxy is part of me now. You are part of me now. He reached out. His hand found hers. Fingers closed around fingers. Amber light touched skin. I want to see Earth, he said. I want to walk your streets, feel your rain, hear your storms. Then come, she said, when you are ready, we will go together. They sat quiet. The wind moved soft. The sun warmed them. The moon turned slow beneath them. Later that evening, they joined a gathering in the valley center. Fires burned low. People sat in circles. Food passed hand to hand. Songs rose. One human played a string. Instrument Vexari added crystal tones. Swarm drones hummed low. The music wove together, new and old. Thalvex sat with Alara. He listened deep. The sounds filled him. He felt tears form in places crystals never cried before. Warm drops slid down his face. Amber light caught them and made them shine. She saw and touched his cheek. You cry, she said soft. Yes, he answered. It feels strange and good. She smiled. That is living. The night grew deep. Stars came bright. People talked late into dark. Stories of old wars mixed with new hopes. Laughter came easy. No one hid feelings anymore. Thalvex spoke to a group of young ones. He told them about the day a single human ship came alone. He told them about the offer, about the bloom, about the choice to feel. They listened, eyes wide. One asked, did it hurt to change? Yes, he said, but the hurt made room for better things. They nodded. They understood. Alara watched from the side. her face soft in firelight. Pride, warm and deep. Morning came. They walked back to the ship. The small gray courier waited on a flat field. Workers loaded supplies, food, tools, seeds for new worlds. Alara checked lists. Falvex helped. He lifted crates easy. His new strength came from more than crystal. When everything loaded, she turned to him. "Ready?" she asked. He looked around the moon, at the green hills, at the people waving from far. He looked at her. "Yes," he said, "ready for whatever comes next." They boarded. The ship lifted smooth. It climbed through sky. It broke into black. The moon fell away. The stars welcomed them. Inside the cabin, Alara sat at controls. He stood beside her. They watched the galaxy unfold. "She came to end a galactic war," she said, quiet. "But she ignited a fire inside my world," he answered, and the fire spread still. The ship moved toward Earth, toward home, toward new beginnings. The amber light in his chest burned steady, bright, alive, forever. Turned no longer cold, no longer silent, full of voices, full of songs, full of hearts that beat with want and hope and fire. And somewhere in the vast dark, two travelers, one human, one changed. Vexari flew side by side. They carried the flame, they carried the future, they carried each other. The end came not with silence, but with endless burning light.